Now let me tell you something right now, people. I don't tend to double dip. Unlike Ethan, one portion is enough for me. But I have to be a little greedy here, because there have been huge developments. EthanIsOnline is a woman now? Now you might be thinking, why? Why has he done this? Some people have come up with theories, mainly that he's become a woman for clout. However, there have been many signs before this that could have clued us in to Ethan's true nature. For example, EthanIsOnline is actually the Raped. That's right, folks, when Ethan was a small boy, something happened. He's also previously said he's queer. I don't actually know what that means. It's too confusing for me. Can't wrap my head around all this Gen Z trans gay shit. Taking drugs, cutting your cock off, don't get it. I'm old school. Back in my day, we didn't take drugs. We just cut our own cocks off. My immediate assumption upon seeing this was, has Lex left him yet? And apparently the answer is no, which is good for him because she can give him tips on being a woman. Or old bras. Probably not going to be the right size though. So naturally, like most transgenders, Ethan's womanhood consists of growing long, greasy hair. And it's always greasy because men don't know about conditioner. Right? When women shower, they use hundreds of different hair products to make their hair smooth and not frayed and to prevent it from curling or whatnot. For men, they use one product, one shampoo, which is not going to be suitable for hair longer than 5 inches. In Ethan's case, I don't know if he showers full stop. It's entirely possible that he doesn't bother. On a stream Ethan did a while ago, another commentary channel called Lyrics sent his legions into Ethan's chat to harass him. Instead of ignoring them, Ethan decided to respond to every single one of them.
I think you should watch the Big Bungie video on you would wipe the slate clean with this chat. That video has fucking revenge porn in it. It is a deranged, like, fucking delusion made by a 4chan basement dweller. I'm not watching that. Yeah, we're not going to look at that on stream, actually. We're not going to look at Bazy Bungie and his fucking dumbass, fake-ass video. For real. What's one point he makes in that video? He literally theorizes that I have diabetes. Fucking real hard-hitting critique there.
I just want to make something very clear here. I got to this guy really bad. He hasn't just seen the video, he has studied its intricacies. Its very nature has been dissected by this man. And I know this because he was bringing up the description of the video. And nobody ever reads the description, not even me, and I wrote the fucking thing. So he's clearly obsessed with me, there's absolutely zero alternative. So yeah, I saw this and it made me very happy. Lex, you know, she keeps doing this fake laugh throughout the clip.
Oh my god, you're so stupid!
And you know what, Ethan? I spent 5 minutes getting that OnlyFans. I can have your girlfriend's pussy anytime I want. I don't even care if it was revenge porn. It's epic regardless. I'm gonna do it again. Right now. Another good part of this stream was when someone brings up the gap in Lex's teeth.
Lex's teeth gap looks like a parking space for ants.
It's literally like the smallest gap ever.
Is that like your point? Is that addressed
With
this?
a bigger gap than me.
This is not
I'm
a point.
Really sure. Address. Do you feel bad?
Yeah, true. Hate rate is when you get called out for cuck and black people have sex with your girlfriend. Like,
I did. You said it. I didn't bring that up. So he does this stream, and then lo and behold, he's a woman now. I don't know if that was me, but I'm taking credit for it as if it was. You know, it's like a soldier putting notches on their rifle. I'm gonna put a little pink star on my fridge. One true out. And who knows, in a month or two, I may very well have a notch on my rifle as well.
I never want to come across as disingenuous. But what do you do when you feel disingenuous in the skin that you're born in?
I wasn't just disingenuous in my videos. My base existence was also disingenuous. I've decided to make my entire reality disingenuous, and forevermore dedicate my life to being disingenuous.
I'm 25 years old, and before probably 2 years ago, I would have never even imagined that I was trans, or genderqueer, or anything other than cis.
I came up with that concept a couple months ago. A few months ago, I was absolutely blasted out my mind on drugs. I was on an absolute fucking rager. I just thought to myself, fuck it. I'm gonna cut my dick off. Seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I've just got to roll with it.
But I always knew that I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. Never excited about the role that I was expected to fill as a man. Who I am
is not a choice.
It sounds like it definitely was a choice. You just said you didn't want to fulfill the duty expected of you as a man, so you decided to be a woman instead.
The disconnect from who I felt like and who I saw in pictures or even my own videos was overwhelming and caused a lot of depression.
I felt a lot lighter. I felt a lot lighter, and then I looked at the pictures. Goddamn. Right? Goddamn. I cover so much trans shit that I've become numb to it. But I have to remind myself that transgenderism is really fucked up. 2 months prior, this guy had a psychotic break and decided to become a woman for no reason. When it comes to trans theory, which of course I am an expert, there are 3 trans types: the raped, the perverted, and the depressed. Ethan is probably the depressed, if I was to guess. He doesn't seem like a fetishist. And to be fair, he did claim he was raped as a child, and maybe that's got something to do with it, you know? But who could say? The depressed start their transition because of total ego death. They don't want to deal with the responsibility and the thankless existence that comes with being a man. So they think it'll be easier to transition into a woman, where they can then be babied for the rest of their life. Probably more so than a real woman. If you're a trans woman, no matter how ugly or fucked up you are, there will always be a series of groomers and liberal women who shower you with praise to try and further coerce you down the trans pipeline. So, what now? Is Ethan going to start dating men? I can't imagine Lex is happy with her boyfriend becoming a woman. Or maybe there's not much difference. I mean, who knows? So if you've seen my previous video, then you'd know that Ethan got into some rough water over a video he created called Hunting Predators for Clout, in which he essentially spends close to 20 minutes just kind of defending pedophiles. After he made this video, everyone was calling him a pedophile, which was fair. Ethan needed a response to this fast, so he consulted with the greatest minds of our generation. Lex Updog, Noah Samson, Frankenstein. And they put their heads together and came up with a genius response. Really cute to keep making videos harassing a victim of multiple CSA for calling out the unethical and suspicious practices of a YouTube wannabe cop. Seriously, fuck all of you. You're defending an actual predator, but you don't care because you want the content. You're sick! If I saw some overpaid hog YouTuber sitting for tea with the man that groomed and assaulted me, I'd be sick to my stomach. Now, there's a couple of things we can go through here, but the most important thing that stands out to me is he says multiple CSAs. This guy got groomed and subsequently raped like 6 or 7 times. It was like one groomer came in, they raped him, and then they went out the door, they put on a fake mustache, they came back in, they fucked him again. So being regarded as a freak, pedophile, retard apparently wasn't too bad for Ethan here, because he decided to do the exact same thing a few months later when he went on stream and publicly defended Chris Tyson on the Shadman grooming situation.
Literally just to be like, Mr. Beast's friend 7 years ago had some inappropriate tweets that were a really bad look. Chris has liked images with underage characters. Bro, I'm sorry. It was fucking 7 years ago. Is it unacceptable? Yeah. But like the anti-cancel culture warriors all of a sudden are like, wait, liking tweets from 7 years ago. I'll say that. I do have I have a recency bias. I have a bias for shit that has actually happened in the last 5 fucking years.
Ethan himself has used things from years ago against people now. Even in his pedo defense video, he was using jokes Alex Rosen made at 17 to smear him as a pedophile. On top of that, who gives a shit that it was years ago? I was unaware that there was a statute of limitations on child grooming. It was bad enough to defend the child groomer publicly, but did you really have to do it in such a smug, self-satisfied way? Because now people, they watch this clip and then they want to call you a pedophile, regardless of any evidence. They want you to be raped in prison because you're a cunt. Now, you may be thinking, wow, why would you do this immediately after being globally shit on for defending pedophiles previously? Are you retarded? Do you have Down syndrome? Yeah, probably. Ethan's main problem, and it's a problem that will never be fixed, is that he thinks he is morally correct on everything. And his moral compass is purely based on political affiliation. So anyone right-wing is bad, anyone left-wing is good. Even pedophiles. Now, to be fair to him, he kind of learned his lesson this time because he later deleted the stream and made a new one, pretending that he never actually said any of the things he said in defense of Chris Tyson. One of Ethan's best friends was Nick is Not Green. another failed bread tuber, who was once successful enough to appear on a Hassan Picker livestream for 5 minutes. Impressive. Nick had his entire career destroyed because Ethan and his girlfriend Lex convinced him to make a full video spreading a false accusation against Super Mega. Now, Ethan constructed an airtight response to the people refuting the lies that he and his girlfriend had made. Step 1, call the commentators racist. Already starting strong. That is a strong move. Step 2, say that they were all bad faith, and dare I say, out of context. But he won't actually make a video on the situation himself, even though it was his girlfriend being raped. He decides to make Nick Is Not Green do it for him instead, thereby shouldering all the blame for the lies Ethan guilts him into spreading. Nick later put out a different video where he apologised for spreading the false allegations after the facts of the case had been brought to him by various commentary YouTubers. This prompted Ethan to enter damage control mode, where he attempted to manipulate Nick Is Not Green in order to get him to stop not spreading false allegations.
He continued making posts and videos about it when I asked him not to. I sat him down and I said, you have to stop talking about this. I said, just stop. He had made 4 videos or something. And I was like, dude, you keep getting stuff wrong and you're not talking to the person involved. You have to stop. And he literally implied that I was trying to control him or something.
Now, people think I don't like EthanIsOnline just because I called him fat 200 different ways and blasted his girlfriend's pussy out on a YouTube video. I don't hate Ethan. Nobody is better than Ethan at creating shit, unresearched videos. Nobody but him has the requisite stupidity and egotism to create the videos he creates. The man at his peak condition is a content goldmine for a guy like me. That's why it makes me so sad to see that he's fallen off so hard. The man used to get hundreds of thousands of views. Now he's struggling. He's seemingly unwilling to make a video on any kind of serious or publicly relevant topic. He's been scarred by the backlash to the predator hunting video where, you know, he spent the entire runtime just full on defending pedophiles for no reason. Ever since then, he has not really made any type of notable video. Until now. Ethan made a video called I Do Not Like Hood Mr. Beast. Now, this is the first video in a long time that is actually worth talking about. Ethan's been laying low, making low impact videos like Smoke Session 13, The Illness Is Gone, because he got bullied a lot. You know, I did it, you did it. We've all got grease on our hands from handling this guy. And through making these low impact videos, he's built a little bit of confidence. He's thinking, ooh, maybe I can stick my head up out of the trenches and give my opinion on a topic that people might know about. And here I am, out of the trenches, with a sniper rifle, ready to blow this guy's fucking head off. The first thing you'll notice is that Ethan has seemingly given up on being a woman. Fuck that shit, it's too hard. Give me my cock back. Give me back my penis. Okay? I'm done with womanhood. But then if you check the video after this, no, he's still trying. He's still trying. They say, trust the science. Take these pills and become a woman. Trust the science. You know what I trust? My fucking eyes. The science isn't working. The science has developed a fault. So EthanIsOnline has become enraged by hood edits. And if you don't know what a hood edit is, you might have seen an edit of Trump where it says like, this post has been fact checked by a real black nigger, 100% nigger true, or some shit like that. Ethan doesn't like these hood edits because he thinks it's making a mockery of the proud black culture of wearing grills and driving Hellcats.
I feel like this is like representation so much as it is jokifying black culture. Kind of weird to do that.
I like how even the leftoids think that like the concept of being some type of like gutter trash criminal is inherently a black thing. To the point where if they see a white person doing it, that's fucked up. That's wrong. It's like inherently wrong. It's like seeing a lion eating hummus. They have no choice but to call it cultural appropriation.
So Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat collabed on Kai Cenat's Streamer University stream, and Jimmy decided to make an appearance as Hood Mr. Beast. Why did he show up to an all-black streamer event?
What's this guy's name? Deshaun Chang? Deshaun Chang in the on the all black streamer event? He calculates how much he's gonna steal from you? He loves fried dog? Why does Ethan just refuse to do research on anything? This screenshot is like this screenshot is from his video.
Why did he show up to an all-black streamer event as Hood Mr. Beast? I guess we'll never know.
Ethan, I would assume, just by using my brain, that he was probably invited to show up. Ethan makes out like he broke into the venue, except he wasn't even in the venue. He made an appearance in a pre-recorded video. Ethan's like, he wasn't supposed to be in that. He wasn't supposed to be in that video. He wasn't even there when they were filming. He broke his way into a pre-recorded video.
This fucking sucks, dude. On top of the fact that Streamer University has goddamn DDG in it, that creep freak abuser. I'm starting to feel like I don't really like Mr. Beast or any of these gigantic content creators.
I like how he clearly wants to go in on Kai Cenat, clearly wants to go in on the black guy. The racism is bubbling up inside of Ethan. He's like, DGG, you little freak abuser. He really wanted to like make a video shitting on the black streamer event, but that was too racist. So he had to settle for making a video on AI generated Hood Mr. Beast instead. Closest thing you can get to a black. Mr. Beast isn't running the event, dude. You said it yourself. It's an all black streamer event. Blame the blacks. Why you blame the white guys? Why are the white guys under fire here? So that's what Ethan's been up to since I last saw him. Pretty rough, if I do say so myself. I think Ethan needs a big win. He needs an ego boost. He needs to get a huge W over some YouTuber. Someone's got to take a hit. Maybe a Cheeto or Sensitive Society. And then Ethan will be back and he'll make Modern Art 2. The sequel. But at the moment, he appears to have lost all of his confidence, which I don't like. He's using a common lolcow tactic where he's trying to make his online presence extremely boring so people won't shit on him. But I'll get a performance out of him. I'll squeeze some content out of him. Someone go into his Discord and like pose as a fan and tell him that I got banned and owned. Maybe that'll give him the confidence to make a video on me now that I can't effectively respond, like Noah Samson said he was going to. And that'll really give a lot of fuel to the drama economy because we need more kooky characters like Ethan around. At the moment, it's just Ethan, Hassan, Destiny. The other Ethan, not this one. And that's boring and lame, and it makes me sad. A year ago, we had hundreds of smug leftists making the worst videos known to man, and we got so much content out of it, it was crazy. We need to revive the bread tubers so we can keep making videos on how gay and retarded they are. We cannot allow the bread tubers to die out. They're an endangered species at the moment.